Okay, so this may or may not be the second time we've shot this video because audio levels are dumb and decided to just be like, what levels?
Thanks, Sony. 1 does not equal 0, but apparently it does on your camera.
Okay, so we are talking about the SoCal Tech Fair. I want to give you guys some, why are you hiding? He's like,
Nick always does that.
it was like a scary game when you turn around, right, as you see something disappear behind a corner.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about SoCal Tech Fair. It is more than just a swap meet. I want to get this very clear. We are selling a crap ton of shit, and so is everyone else, but there's a lot of activities and stuff going on. First, I'm going to show you everything that we've kind of like, not quite everything. This place looks like we're moving with the fact that we are digging through everything to try and give like the craziest deals that we could possibly do at our booth. There's all kinds of other things going on there, and just about every vendor appearing is doing raffles and giveaways and stupid deals. So we're gonna start with our stupid deals, okay? So what we've got right here is Nick. So here's an example. You guys remember that STG Abron like secret shopper thing I did where I bought the computer and tested it? Well, we're right back in the box and we never touched it again. That's going to be for sale for very, very cheap. We've already gone through all these boxes here. So we got stacks and stacks of motherboards. This is just some of them right here. We got a crap ton of fans that we'll be going through. Like, so those Corsair fans you can see right there, that's prior to Corsair Link. There's 6 fans that are actually bundled together, fully wired up with the Commander Pro and the lighting module ready to go that you could just throw in any system. So I'm selling that all together for something like 20 bucks or something for all those. A lot of random stuff like light strips and hubs and like the NZXT F360 RGB core fan thing. We have a lot of NZXT stuff for, well, pretty obvious reasons. So anyway, moving on, let's come back to the warehouse. That may or may not be for sale, you know, a 900 horsepower Camaro. Different video for a different time. Anyway, these are all the cases that we have for sale here. Lots of NZXT cases because we just had so many of them that have never been used. They're gonna be stupid dirt cheap. NZXT monitor with their stand, some Cougar cases. The Helios case from Asus, not the greatest airflow case, but still kind of neat. Some Montex Air 903 Max. All kinds of stuff for sale there. I still have more cases I need to go through on this shelf and this shelf to determine if there's more I want to get rid of. Pretty certain I'm not getting rid of either of my InWin 925 or 928, but who knows, maybe, maybe not. May or may not also bring this. This is my little Jay's former build before I made her like her little Project Tranquility system. There's so much random stuff on this shelf that I just won't have time to go through, but I know there's things up here that would be useful for people. I am selling my HTC Vive. That'll be really interesting. You might want to give it a good deep cleaning first though. It's gonna have all the cables you need except for the 2 USB chargers for the handheld ones, and it'll work with any USB brick and any USB charger, so that's not that big of a deal. Oh, did we decide, are we gonna bring the Ender?
Yeah.
Okay.
We need to get rid of it.
We have an Ender 3D printer we're gonna sell for like really ridiculous cheap because we don't need it anymore. So as you can see, like I've been going through these shelves of, you know, CPUs and motherboard and GPUs to try and get rid of as much stuff as we possibly can. And it might not look like a lot so far as you see this little pile, but that's because we have 2 scary rooms now. 2 scary rooms full of parts. This will be for sale. This is I believe it's the Cosmos 2, if I remember correctly, from Cooler Master. Can't remember the name. It was my personal PC for a while. It's just dirty and needs to be cleaned up. This is an awesome case, and I don't know what I'm gonna sell it for yet. It won't be expensive, I can tell you that. Come over here to boxes. Just here's a couple power supplies we got ready to go here. RM1000i, NZXT C1500 watt power supply, and RM850. More stacks of motherboards. All of these are motherboards, and when I say motherboards, I don't mean like, hey, does anyone want to buy a Z97 motherboard? I mean, we've got stuff all the way up to Z790, Z490, Z390, Z590, Z690, Z790, AM4, X570 chipsets. Like, we've got a lot of it. TR50, TR40, like we even got Threadripper covered. So if you look over here, you can see underneath the table, these are all the systems that we had built that a lot of these parts have come out of. Most of these were built for videos and then never used again. So everything, even though it might have like some age on it in terms of how new it is, was not really used beyond doing their initial videos for content. These are like tons of AIOs and more power supplies and stuff that have come out of systems that we have to make sure all the hardware is together for so that we can get rid of that stuff. Obviously we're putting together peripherals and keyboards, and that's just the NZXT stuff right there, but we'll be selling that kind of stuff. I might be selling the Spectre 3.0. I never ended up using that for my personal build, so that's...
Well, you built it, we had it ready to go, like the week you're about to take it home.
And then new stuff came out.
Yeah, it's like...
Because it took me a year to build it.
Yeah.
Anyway, like here's an example. This is an X570 Meg Godlike. It's got a pre-installed 5900X. Never used it. The CPU is going to come out and go for sale separate, and the motherboard's going to go for sale. These are all the CPUs that have been coming out of these builds. We got all kinds of CPUs in there, Intel and AMD, Ryzen and whatnot. So we're going to be selling all that stuff.
If you guys want a JayzTwoCents case, we got this one coming.
Oh yeah, this is one of the Origin builds from a while back where they put my logo and stuff on it. Interesting thing about this is we decided to leave all the fans and everything in it because it's a full IQ system. Yeah, so it's got a 1,000 watt power supply, and it has a Corsair 360 millimeter AIO with the screen. So all the fans are pre-installed, the cooler's pre-installed, just throw in your own motherboard, your own graphics card, and your own storage, and it'll be up and running in no time. So anyway, that's an example of something that we'll have available. So yeah, we got that. Then we got the other room, which has probably the items that people are most interested in. Oh yeah, I forgot about this box. More power supplies, an AX1000, a Thor 1000. I don't know about you, but my feet are very Thor.
You're killing me, Jay.
We had a brand new, still in cellophane wrap, never used, NZXT C1200 watt gold power supply. We've got a 1,000 watt gold power supply next to it. This RM850X actually came out of one of my builds that had the cable mod. These used to be actually cables for Skunkworks, believe it or not. That's why they're green and black like this. So these are cable mod cables. These are bundled with it so that we don't, I don't know where the cables are for the stock one. You could use any Corsair Type 4 cable set if you want to, but it's coming with those. There's a 1,500 watt NZXT power supply right there. A Thor 1,200 watt. Underneath that, we've got, what do we got over here? We got a discolored cables, white discolored cable, 850 watt, and another 850 watt. So those were white paracord cables of the ASUS power supply that turned kind of pinkish. Anyway, this room has some of the good stuff in it. Nothing in this half is for sale. No, none of the Falcon Northwest stuff is for sale. This tower will actually probably be for sale. This is the one I actually got off Amazon when I did a secret shopper of iBuyPower. So that's the Slate 6 mesh PC right there. This is the PC that I built using Micro Center's part selector, where we tried to see if we could build a tower that was more powerful than a PS5 Pro, which we did. That was a $700 build. We're gonna actually sell that one for like $550. 3060 Ti, 12600KF, not a bad system. These are all the graphics cards right now that we have so far. Yes, that is a white Asus Strix 3090. We have iGame water-cooled 3080, a Strix 3080 Ti. We have another 3080 Ti Strix water-cooled one. We have a 6800 XT that's water-cooled. Got AMD cards, got Intel cards going all the way back to Titan XP right there, the black one. We've got a Asus RTX 3070. That is the Noctua edition, which is crazy. More motherboards over here still that we have to go through and add to our list. We even have a 10900K installed on that one, but we're pulling that one out. Yeah, so storage, we've got some 480 gigabyte, 2.5 inch SSDs. We've got a 1 terabyte, 2.5 inch SSDs, 500 gigabyte Gen 3 NVMe SSDs, more 500 gigabyte Gen 3 NVMe SSDs. So we've got lots of new storage that we've never even used. It's just arrived boxes and boxes over the years, like tons of them. So they've never been used. And yeah, so we got a lot of stuff we have to go through here. That's a 6600X. We got all the way back to RX 570, RX 480. I mean, we got a lot of stuff that we need to sell here. Okay, so let's talk more about the event. My idea for this, like I've already said, is this is intended to be very Ren Fair style. What do I mean by that? It's meant to be able to go there, maybe buy some stuff, listen to some music, get some food, but also if you're not there to buy anything, but you just want to experience a community, like a bunch of tech enthusiasts in one spot, you know, kind of enjoying positivity rather than all the negative shit going around. That's the idea with that. Now we have a ton of big brands and sponsors for this event that are coming out. We've got AMD, we've got Intel. Obviously, we got iBuyPower and Thie, who are the title sponsors along with me for bringing this event together. We've got LMG. Yeah, Linus Media Group is involved. They're actually sponsoring the Tower of Power activity, where it's a how high can you stack motherboards and build like a house of cards out of motherboards in a certain amount of time, and then there's prizes for those winners. I mean, every single vendor that's there, like Asus is gonna be there, Jawa is gonna be there. They're also gonna be doing some like crazy sales and stuff. It's insane. Like they've been shipping over like freighted boxes of stuff that they're gonna be selling. So you just imagine an open air swap meet with fun activities, and it's all PC tech. Like it is amazing seeing this all come together, because the whole point of this for me was to give people an opportunity to bring new life to product that is not being used otherwise, and to give people an opportunity to build a system that maybe they couldn't have afforded otherwise if it wasn't for these crazy deals that we're all going to be doing. Intel is going to be there as well as AMD. I think I already said that, but let me give you an example of some of the craziness that's ensuing. I didn't think we were going to actually mention this ahead of time, but we're going to, because AMD is doing an insane CPU trade-in. What does that mean? You can bring any CPU, Intel or AMD. Doesn't have to be new, doesn't have to be recent. You can go all the way back to like a Celeron, like an old school Celeron D or something. Bring it working or not. No motherboard, just a CPU. And while supplies last, I cannot, Phil, do me a favor, put it across the screen and make it flash. While supplies last, because there's obviously more people attending this event than there are supplies for this. You go to the AMD booth, if they still have supply, you give them any CPU, they will hand you a brand new 9700X AM5 CPU and a B650 motherboard to go with it for that old CPU. Let me give you an example of what you could do. You could go to one of our booths, buy the cheapest CPU we've got. In fact, I have a broken 8400. I'll sell that for $5. Take that $5 broken CPU over to the AMD booth and trade that shit in for a 9700X and a B650 while supplies last. Please, Phil, make it blink. As you can expect, it is going to be a very, very hot item. Now, I don't know how many they have. I know it's, okay, I lied. I do know how many they have, but not really supposed to say, but I can tell you it's more than I expected, but it's obviously not gonna be enough for the amount of people that are there, because even if you don't need it, it'd be stupid not to try and get it, okay? And I think Intel might actually be there giving away CPUs as well. So I don't know, because you'd take an Intel giveaway CPU and right over to the AMD booth and trade it in? Yes, you could, if you manage it. That's how crazy this is. And they're all aware of what each other's doing. So I think it's gonna be fun just seeing the chaos sort of ensue. But we also have a main stage. We have panels that are gonna be taking place, interesting discussion with vendors, as well as content creators. There's gonna be a whole bunch of other content creators that are showing, large and small creators, all from the LA area. I wanted it to really be a SoCal like gathering of tech creators, not just myself and Kyle and Austin who are gonna be there as kind of like the headliners. I mean, even Trisha Hirschberger is gonna be there. So it is gaining a lot of traction. And the whole idea of this was to grow it so that we could turn this into a much larger show in the future to be able to support even more enthusiasts. We're even gonna have racing simulators there, where we're gonna have my R8's gonna be there on display, and we're basically taking my R8 and putting it in the game, in Assetto Corsa. And then we're gonna have some competitions to see who can set the fastest lap times in my car setup. And then there's even prizes for that. And yes, there's even full motion racing simulator that's gonna be there for that. So it is a big deal. And I am really interested to see how well this goes. I mean, we have food vendors that are gonna be there. It is not just some, hey, let's all get together and do a thing. No, this is like full legit city permits, city fire marshal involved, city code inspector, all of it is involved. And it's a big deal to put this together. So your guys' help and support in making this a successful event so that we can grow it is going to be greatly appreciated. Now down below in the description, you guys can find the links to the Eventbrite ticket. You're gonna need a ticket to get in. I'm pretty sure there'll still be day of tickets available. They will not be selling tickets at the gate. You've got to do it through the link online. Now, if you get a ticket, you also get items with that. There is a swag bag that's going to include a t-shirt and like a lanyard and a badge and a bunch of other things that you get for that money. So even if you buy the ticket, which I think is $20, it's not like it's a lot of money, you get in, you don't buy anything, you still got the t-shirt and you got the lanyard and you got the day of fun hanging out and just doing some fun stuff on a Saturday in the spring. What could possibly go wrong with that? So it's really exciting to see all these people come together for this, and seeing people start to tweet that they're coming and they're looking forward to it and they're adding on to their trip and doing other things while they're in town. Also too, children's tickets are free. All the details of that are in the description, because we want to make sure people can still bring their young ones, but young ones obviously are, I'm a parent, so I kind of hate when I have to buy a ticket for like you know, a 4-year-old or a 3-year-old who's just going to be walking around in a stroller staring at an iPad. Like, I don't want to pay for that, so neither should you. So all the details down below on how to add a children's ticket are on there as well. I can't remember what the age cutoff is, but it's on there. All right, guys, we hope to see you there. It's May 3rd and May 4th. The weather's going to be interesting. It's going to be cloudy on Saturday and potential drizzle on Sunday, so be prepared for that. We're going to have as much umbrellas and like covers and awnings and stuff that we can set up within code and within our permitting, but bring umbrellas and stuff just in case, because we are going to be there rain or shine. All right, time to get out of here. We got a lot more stuff to go through and set prices on and get all the details of missing this, missing that, needs this, caveats, because we want to have as much information for you guys as possible when you ask. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see you there May 3rd and 4th. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.